Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's first home Champions League game in over 20 years this Wednesday night against Paris Saint-Germain at St James's Park. Wow, everybody is buzzing for this game. Can't wait to see how Newcastle United do against one of the world's superpowers in football. It's and one of the world's most exciting players as well, who looks like he's fit to play. So we're going to get stuck into this in a minute, say how we think the lads are going to line up, talk a little bit about the game, and give our score prediction as well. Just before we do, a little reminder, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We'd love you to come on board. We're over 5,300 subs now. Loads of room for you guys. We have a live show every Monday with what's going on at 10 p.m. Pop a video just like the preview you're going to watch, rants galore, all sorts of stuff for you to get stuck into. So be a subscriber if you fancy it, or there's a member option down there too if you want to click on that. It's less than a pint of lager a month, $1.99. Well worth it. You get early access to videos and loads of other goodies that Mark is cooking up for you in the members lab as well. So feel free to smash that button. So it's here. It's finally here. Newcastle United versus Paris Saint-Germain. A mate of mine actually sent me a picture of the Paris Saint-Germain bus driving past them on the motorway the other day, which was great. So Paris Saint-Germain are in town, and they have got the big gun with them. Kylian Mbappe has recovered from that little niggle injury that we all thought was going to keep him out. He played at the weekend. They got a shit result, a 0-0 draw, I think, against the bottom of the league side. But I'm not going to let that sway my thoughts on this game as well. This is going to be a fucking hard game. We have got injuries mounting up for this game as well. Now everybody's caught up in the euphoria and the buzz and excitement. I'm really excited by it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm also a little bit practical as well about some of the big players that we're missing. So let's get stuck into how I think the lads are going to line up. This is the lineup that I've gone for. The big problem in this game for me, when you're going to try and mark one of the most world-class players in the world, in the game, the best strikers in the game, in Kylian Mbappe, you need Sven Botman. We ain't got Sven Botman. That's a huge issue for me and a huge issue for most of us, really. Had we had Botman in this game, listen, I'm not saying he would have had Mbappe in his pocket, but I would have felt a shite set more comfortable going into this game with Sven Botman at the back. He's not here. He's injured. He could be out for a month. It's a blessing in disguise. We've got an international break, so that'll give him 2 weeks to recover. So we might get him back a lot quicker than we were hoping for initially, in terms of the football to be played. So this is how I think we're going to line up at the back. I think Matty Targett will come in at left back, add a bit of pace, because Mbappe likes to pull out either side. You've got Trippier one side, who, although he's not the quickest in the world, he has got a little bit of pace, but his brain is so much quicker, and he'll drop a couple of yards if he needs to, and he gets himself in great positions to tackle. I think Targett will give you a little bit more energy, not going forward, but defensively, he'll have a little more speed about him as well. So hopefully that will help combat Dembele or Mbappe switching either sides and causing us trouble down the flanks. I think Burn will slip inside to left-sided centre-back alongside Fabian Schär. Now, easily Jamal Lascelles could come in at the back here with Burn at left-back, and I'm sorry, that frightens the shit out of me, Dan Burn playing left-back against Kylian Mbappe or Dembele. It really scares the shit out of me, and it should scare the shit out of you as well. I know he's from Blythe, and we love him and all that kind of stuff, and we're all caught up in the euphoria of the game, but we cannot play Dan Burn left back in this game. For me, he'll get torn to pieces. He got done for pace by the Burnley fullback, and I mean proper done for pace. It looked like me trying to catch a fucking Tesla at the car park in a metro centre running after the motor. That's how slow Dan Burn looked at the weekend against Burnley. So I'm sorry, you cannot put him against Kylian Mbappe or Dembele in a wing-back position to get ripped to pieces. Put him inside, he'll win everything in the air, he uses strength. He's a centre-back by trade. I think he's much better there in this game than he would be out in a full-back position. The midfield, I think Sandro Tonali will come into midfield alongside Bruno Longstaff. I think Tonali's very much a Champions League player. I think Eddie Howe sees him in that regard. And Elliot Anderson's been fantastic, and he did brilliantly well at the weekend against Burnley with his energy. And listen, Anderson could easily come into this team as well because of that energy and that ability to drop in and maybe help Dan Burn and Matty Targett out with a Dembele or an Mbappe. So, Anderson could easily come in there, but I think he'll go for Tonali. Bruno's really getting back on song. This is the kind of game that Bruno came here for. This is the kind of game he relishes, and I'm really keen to see how he does in midfield against Paris Saint-Germain, being the centrepiece, being the man. He could really step up and he could win this game for us on his own if he has one of those games. And up front, obviously Gordon's suspended for the West Ham game, but thank God he's not suspended for this game, alongside Alexander Isak, who's our only fit striker really at the minute, because Callum Wilson is still out, and Miggy Almiron on the other side, who looks like he's returning to form. So in terms of what we've got in terms of availability of fitness, I'm actually quite happy with that, to be honest with you. I think that's probably the best side that we could really put out. Massive misses in this game for Sven Botman and Joe Linton. Joe Linton's, intensity, his power, his aggression, his running in midfield, his goal threat. I think Joe Linton would have been superb in this game against PSG. I'm just looking at their kind of team news now in terms of how they're lining up. I mean, they're missing a couple of players. Nuno Mendes is a long-term injury. Asensio, former Real Madrid player, has obviously got an injury as well. I think Emmanuel Ugarte will be playing as well, I think, at the weekend. So he did play the weekend. He'll be playing in this game as well. So, I mean, they've got a decent side there. Ugarte is a really talented player as well. And this is not going to be an easy game whatsoever. Anybody who thinks we're going to go in this game and piss it, I'm sorry, but you need to wake up and smell a coffee a little bit. This is a huge game at St James's Park, and obviously euphoria and the atmosphere and everything will be massive, war flags and the atmosphere, and we've been putting drones in the sky and all that, but I don't think we can do it on Wednesday, so that seems a little bit fucking weird in my opinion, doing all these mint drones things, displays before the game. We can't do it on the game, so I don't know what's going to happen on the game, to be honest with you, but I won't be going to the game. Sadly, I can't get a ticket. You're probably going to more chance of finding rocking horse shit or hen's teeth and getting a ticket for this game if you haven't got one already, but I will be watching it at home. I'll be jumping on doing the post-match review straight after, and I'm hoping that Newcastle United have managed to get a good result, but this is going to be fucking hard, this game. Don't kid yourself on. PSG maybe have lost Messi and lost Neymar, but they are still a decent side who have got a lot of good footballers in their team. And out of the two teams that we have very good players. Bruno Guimaraes is a very good player. Alexander Isak is a very good player. They are not a world-class footballer. The only world-class footballer on this park will be the guy playing at number 7 for Paris Saint-Germain, Kylian Mbappe. He is genuinely fucking world-class. And our defense is going to have to be right on their toes to stop this guy from causing us trouble. And if he rocks up and shows up and he does what he can do, we could be in real trouble in this game. So make no mistake about it. This is a very tough game for Newcastle United. This is a tougher game than AC Milan, 100%, in my opinion, because just that one player, that one game changer. You've seen it with Cristiano Ronaldo when he went to like Juventus and places like that. One world-class footballer can turn a game like that, and Kylian Mbappe is capable of doing that. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be pragmatic. I generally think this will be Newcastle United's toughest test of the season. I really do believe that. But listen, if we play the way that we played in the second half against Manchester City, we're a match for anybody at St James's Park. With the crowd behind us, with that intensity, we could really get in amongst PSG and we could rattle them, because a lot of these players won't be used to having that in the domestic league because everyone stands off them and just lets them play, pass it, move. If Newcastle are in their faces and starting to make them misplaced passes, then we've got a really good chance of getting something out of this game. But I'm going to be quite pragmatic here. So my heart would say a 2-1 Newcastle United win, but I'm not going to use my heart on this. I'm going to use my head. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and I think that is a great result for us if we can get a 1-1 draw against PSG at home in the Champions League. So we'd have 2 points out of 2 games in the group stages. I think that's a really good result. Really, to be honest with you, we've got other games to come as well. Obviously, against Borussia Dortmund as well. So, there's no easy games in this group. It is the group of death for a reason. I'd love us to win 2-1, but I think I'm going to go for 1-1. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about this game. Do you think I'm being a little bit too pragmatic, a little bit too negative? Do you think Newcastle got a really good chance of getting a win in this game? Try and use your head, not your heart, though, before you put a comment in below. But any comments are welcome. We always appreciate it, and we always do our best to try and engage with you as well. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, please click subscribe. I'd love you to come and join us. We're over 5,300 subs, loads of content coming. I'll be back with a post-match review Wednesday night, so make sure you come and check it out. Jump in the comments as well. Let us know what you think about the game. It's going to be a tough one. Don't kid yourself on, but hopefully Newcastle United can keep this winning streak or unbeaten streak going against PSG. A win would be great. A draw would be good enough for me. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. As I say, let's look forward to Wednesday. We're back in the Champions League. What a night it's going to be. See you later, everyone. Cheers. Bye.